Let's solve this word problem using system of linear equations. A vending machine contains a total of 395 quarters and dimes. The total value of the coins is $66.80. How many of each coin are there? So we have to make a variable assignment statement. Let's do that. I'm going to be using the first letter of these, the names of the coins, to denote the number of coins that we have. So let Q be equal to the number of quarters in the machine. And the second let statement would be D for dime is going to be equal to the number of dimes in the machine. All right, so we know the total number of coins that we have is 395. So since we have already assigned the variables for the numbers of coins, we can write the first equation. So Q plus D, the number of quarters and the number of dimes, should equal to 395. So that would be my first equation. The second equation would be the total. We have to write the equation to show the total money that we have. To do that, for quarters, I have to write that as decimals. So it's going to be 0.25 and the number of quarters that I have, so which is going to be Q plus how many dimes do we have? D, and that's going to be 0.1 D equals, that would be the total amount of money that I have. So that's going to be, I'm not going to label that as the second equation because I'm going to make a change to that so that it looks the same. Today I'm going to be using the method of elimination. For the method of elimination, one of the variables in both the equations have to have the same coefficients. The number that's in front of the variable has to be the same. Depending on whether they are the same signs or different signs, we're going to either subtract or add these to eliminate these variables. So let's make a change in this equation to change one of the variables to match either 1D or Q. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 10 so that the 0.1D becomes 1D, so that it matches my first equation, D variable. Let's do this. So this is going to be 2.5Q when I multiply 10 by 0.25, and 10 times 0.1 is 1D. So I'm just going to write D equals 8 times 10 would be 668. So I'm going to call this my second equation. Now if you look at equation 1 and 2, they have both D's. So they have D's. So I have to subtract to eliminate D so that the equation would be just in Q. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bigger number, 2, and subtract 1 so that I will have positive answers. I can also do it the other way, but it's easier if you look at the bigger number so that it would not be a negative number, and then we just have to work with negative signs. All right, so 2.5Q minus Q would be 1.5Q. D is gone. D minus D would be 0, is equal to 668 minus 395. So that's going to be, let's write the final statement. So that's going to be 273. So to find Q, what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by 1.5 to isolate Q. Let's do that, and that gives me Q equals 182. So I've found the number of quarters in the machine. Now, using the first equation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find, let's do that over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute Q equals 182 into 1. So my first equation is Q plus D equals 395. So wherever there's Q, that's going to be replaced by 182 plus D so that I can find what D is. So D is going to be equal to 395 minus 182. So that's going to give me 213. So these are the number of dimes in the machine. So we have found the answers. Now we have to check to see whether the answers that we've got are correct. So let's do a check with equation 2. And let me write the equation. So it's going to be 2.5Q plus D equals 668. I'm going to take the left side, which is 2.5Q plus D. Now, when I substitute these values Q and D into the equation, they have to be equal to the right side if I have got the right answers. So let's do that. So 2.5 times for Q, I'm going to replace that with 182 plus D is 213. So that's going to be 455 plus 213 would give me 668, which is my right side. So the check works. That means the answers that we've got for Q and D are correct. We can write the final statement. Therefore, there are 182 quarters and 213 dimes in the machine.